All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to this live session. So let me hop over to Instagram and make sure that we go live. But yeah, super excited for this. I get asked quite a bit this time of year. How do I prospect on July 4th? Should I prospect on July 4th? And how do I take advantage of this incredible holiday here in the United States of America? Even if you're in Canada, I got a lot of you that follow in Canada, Australia, and other parts of the world. So that's what we're going to cover today is how do we make sure that we get in front of as many people as possible on this holiday. So as people are coming on, if you got questions, let me know and let's rock and roll. I've got a presentation set up that we'll go through. We'll answer any questions that you guys have, and then yeah, we'll crank through this. Let me make sure that I've got this set up for you guys. If you're hopping on, we're talking about July 4th prospecting. Okay. So if you have any questions, put them on the chat on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, then hop over there as well. So let me pop over to Instagram. Sweet. Okay. Well, let's rock and roll, guys. Let me pull this up. Okay. I think we're good. If you're new here, drop a comment. Let me know a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and then any questions you have on should you prospect on July 4th, what you should wear, how you should approach it, etc. Okay, just making sure we go live on YouTube, or sorry, Instagram. Okay, so let's talk about this. So if you guys are watching on YouTube or Instagram, go over to YouTube because we'll have the presentation over there. But the big question is, should you prospect on July 4th? And to be honest, my answer to that would be, well, how big are your goals? If you've got these big, audacious goals that you're trying to track, then yes, I would prospect on July 4th. If you don't, then don't do it. Go spend time with your family, prioritize them and your vacations. And there's a lot of you that are reaching out that are doing that. That's totally fine. But if you've got big goals to go do 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75 deal plus, then you have to learn how to strategically prospect on July 4th. For 12 years before I got into real estate, it was almost mandatory to a sense that the culture was to go prospect on July 4th. Why? Well, you got to look at prospecting as what is prospecting? Prospecting is finding the most likely buyer to buy or seller to sell right now. That's what prospecting is. And so let's think about it. Okay, well, how does that work? Well, I can cold call, open house, door knock, use Instagram, run ads, have YouTube, whatever I need. Sure. But the whole purpose of all that is to get in front of people. Okay. Well, look at July 4th. People are home. They're excited. They want to celebrate. They're with their family. They're in a good mood. It's literally primed up and ready for you to go and have success and convert deals. So for me, I used to go and hit the ground like at 7:30 a.m., go till 4 p.m., have targets that I was trying to hit, and then I would come home and enjoy time with the family because I had big goals and I knew people were home. And so I always would like double, triple, quadruple my production in the alarm side. And then when I got into real estate, it was the same thing. Always snag a new listing, get a new buyer under contract, pick up a new buyer, get their buyer broker agreement signed because people are home. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if you have any questions, if you're on YouTube or if you're on Instagram, if you're on Instagram, you want to see the presentation, hop over to YouTube. That way you can see it. They should be connected, but for some reason, there's an error. Okay, so let's go look at this question. Do you think prospecting on holidays builds more trust or it can backfire? So to be honest, just to shoot you straight, is a great question from YouTube. If you're not prospecting on a holiday, then you don't have big enough goals, okay? And you're too worried what people will think. You have to look at the holiday. How does the holiday work? Are people doing fireworks at 9 a.m. in the morning? No. And some are. Some are going to the lake, etc., early in the morning. That's fine. Don't work with them. But most people are going to be at home with family, ready to rock and roll until about 4 o'clock. After that, I wouldn't prospect door to door because everybody's going to be gone, and then they get annoyed. But no one cares in the morning, and no one cares in the afternoon. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So great question. Also on Instagram, if you guys have any questions, put them here. And then also if you're on YouTube, put them there as well. So let's go through this. So these are like the 5 things that I would get really good at if you want to go prospect tomorrow on July 4th. And then we'll do a Q&A at the end. Also, if you have questions on each part of these, put them on YouTube or put them on Instagram. Okay. And again, this is coming from someone that I've done this for 15 years. I've prospected and seen incredible success from leveraging July 4th, but then I also get to spend a ton of time with my family. Most people are going to go blitz the whole holiday. They never see their family and they sacrifice the barbecues and the pool and the lake. Don't do that. You can definitely strategize both. So why it works. We just talked about that, right? People are home. Part of prospecting, finding the most likely person to buy, sell, or invest. The best time to do that is when they're home. The hardest part is when you call and they don't pick up, when you knock and they don't answer, or you shoot a DM and you don't get an answer back. Everybody, the likelihood that they respond is so high on July 4th. So you're absolutely crazy to not leverage that and go put yourself in front of people. And that's why it works, because people are in a good mood. They're excited. They want to do fireworks, etc. And so leverage that. Go put yourself in front of these people on that holiday. What's up, guys? Suzette's on here, a bunch of people on the team. Everybody, what's up? John's on here. Okay. So if you have any questions on why it works, that's literally why it works. Because again, remember, prospecting, you're trying to find the most likely person to buy. And on this holiday, everybody's home. They're all excited with their family. They're primed, ready to be talked to about real estate. Okay. And most of the time, you're not going to close them right there because they do have stuff going on that day. But then you can set the appointment back. Usually, if you prospect door to door and they're not home, but they're ready to sell and you just can't catch them, you're going to catch them today because everybody's home because of the holiday. So that's why it works. That's number 1. Number 2 is how to approach it. Again, kind of like the question we got on YouTube is you want to approach it with a timeline, because most people by about 4 o'clock, that's when they're starting to prep the barbecue, the parties, the neighborhood get-togethers. And so you want to be very deliberate on how aggressive you are on your timeline. And so you want to go hit at 7:30 a.m., go hit the doors. You're not going to bug anybody, trust me. And you're going to push the time all the way until about 4 o'clock. Go set a goal. If you're in real estate watching this, go set a goal to get 5 listing appointments and get 4 A-quality buyers, renters, first-time home buyers, downsizers, people relocating. Go get 4 of those and 5 listing appointments. Set a clear goal and go hard as you can to go do that. So what I would recommend doing is, if you haven't done this before, break it up into what are called blocks. So you're going to go 7:30 to 10:30. Take a break, get breakfast, drink, check out for 15, 20 minutes, and then go right back at it for another 3 hours. Take a break, right back at it. Where are you going to knock? Knock the areas you've already knocked throughout the week. If you're knocking in an area, go back on this holiday, because all the people you're missing that you can't find, you're going to find on this day, on July 4th, because now they're home and they're with family. And so I highly recommend go hit the doors at 7:30. Probably go to like an older community where they're going to be up that early, maybe like a higher end community where they're going to be up that early. And then as time progresses, everybody's kind of getting up, then go back to the other neighborhoods. But it's very strategic on how you do this. But again, this only works if you've got big, audacious goals. If you don't, you'll find excuses or just take off. Okay. This is only for those that want to aggressively go push their business really, really hard tomorrow on July 4th. Okay. So that's how you approach it. Be strategic, go prep your car, get water, Gatorades, go get apples, almonds, food, prep your car the night before. So tonight, go load up your car with all this stuff. So when you go prospect, you don't have to come home. Check out from 7:30 to 4, and then come back and enjoy the time with your family. Okay. So that's kind of how it works. Any questions on YouTube or any questions on Instagram? Do you guys have any strategic questions on how to go work on July 4th? Drop them in the comments on Instagram or on YouTube, and I'll answer them. Okay. All right. If you don't have any, let's talk about what to wear. So this is the best part about working on July 4th. Okay. I used to have an American flag button-up shirt, American flag shorts, American flag socks, and I would go get Metcons from Rogue or Nike, and they were American flag. Okay. The whole layout was American flag. I even carried my last 2 years aggressively prospecting real estate. And then every year in door to door for security, I had a massive flag that I would get and I would hold it on my shoulder. You want to stick out like a sore thumb that, hey, it's July 4th. I know it. I'm proud of it and I'm celebrating it. And so I would walk in the middle of the streets with this massive American flag decked out in American gear and knock on the doors. People loved it. Like the question we got on YouTube was, yeah, but aren't you going to annoy people? Is it going to backfire? Not if you do that. Not if you do that. If you know it's going to be kind of a touchy subject when you're prospecting, just bring it up first with your attire and have fun with it. Last year in the coaching group that I was a part of, we had all the agents go and wear American flag attire and then take a selfie, tag me on their stories, and there was an incentive we gave out. So if you guys want to be a part of that, anybody that prospects tomorrow decked out in the best American flag gear, I'll Venmo you $100. So if you're seeing this today before July 4th and you're not watching the replay, it's $100 of an incentive to go record yourself walking in American gear. Whoever's got the best one and tags me on their story, I'll Venmo you $100. So I see a lot of people on here on Instagram. Taylor, that's for you. Also Max and everybody else. If you want $100, go and do that. Trust me, that will help you a ton. Just because you're having fun. Remember, like sales is a transfer of energy. If you guys aren't having fun tomorrow while you're prospecting, then people can sense that. If you feel like you're bugging them, then they'll feel that and they'll just shut the door. You'll probably get cops called on you. You'll probably get reported to the neighborhood website. So just enjoy and have fun. Okay. All right. Let's see hours to knock. So we kind of covered this. So hours to knock, go out of your office, out of your house at 7:30 a.m., hit the doors at 8 and go till 4. Break it up in 3-hour chunks. Have the American tire. Pack your car with, go get water, apples, almonds, like whatever you need to sustain yourself, but lock in and then come home and enjoy time with your family. That's literally how this works. As simple as you can in order to really push the needle as fast as you can. Real estate and business is just a game of momentum pushes. Towards the end of the year, you're prepping for the beginning of the year. The beginning of the year, you're trying to get a big push to get momentum to start the year. Holidays are the exact same. If you can leverage the early times of that holiday while everybody's home, you can push it, and then that momentum will carry on the next couple of days. And you could go get deals tomorrow that you probably wouldn't have got because people just aren't home. That's the hardest part about prospecting, is tagging people when they're home. So make sure that you do that. Okay. Any other questions? Let's open this up to a Q&A. If you've ever thought about prospecting on July 4th, you're not sure how to do it or why it works or the strategy behind it, or maybe you're a little nervous, drop a comment on YouTube and then also drop one on Instagram. And let's talk about this. Let's prep you to go and have a ton of success tomorrow. Because again, like if you can really strategize tomorrow, you'll absolutely blow up your business. Most people are going to take off, and that's fine. That just shows me that they really don't want to go chase their goals. And again, remember, I'm not saying don't spend time with your family. Spend time with your family and enjoy it. Have a ton of fun, but also go have some dang pride in prospect and work and be aggressive. Put yourself in front of people. Okay. And just have fun. Have a ton of fun. Okay. Suzette has a question on Instagram. So are you giving out flyers? Again, it kind of depends, right? Suzette, if you're doing an open house or you're talking about a listing, then I would. But other than that, I'm a big believer to not do flyers unless you're doing that type of stuff. If you're just generically prospecting door to door, do not bring flyers. The second you give it to them, they're going to throw it in the trash and then they forget about you. So Suzette, I probably wouldn't bring them just because it's not super effective unless you're doing like an open house or something like that. Okay. Great question. Any other questions? Now, if you did want to bring something, Suzette, it's probably hard because you're running out of time, but I would go get like an American flag with like as a magnet and put your information on there and then hand that out. Or there was a realtor, Suzette, that I worked with last year. They went and got at Walmart or the dollar store all the little tiny flags, like with the pole and the flag. And they got like, I think it's 500 of those. And they took 10 at a time. What up, Mitch? Welcome, brother. You can go to YouTube and you can see the presentation, Mitch, or just stay here on Instagram. But what they would do is they would go and hand out those flags on each door. and they would attach their business card with like a paper clip, Suzette. So that works really well. But again, like the idea is go push your business, like give it a good momentum push tomorrow because everybody's home. And so how do I leverage this? Those that do a lot of volume, they're always asking themselves, how do I leverage the opportunity that's in front of me? Where's the gap? There's a great book called The Gap and the Gain. If you guys want to go read that, or Seeing What Others Don't See is a great marketing book. And they always talk about like, how do you find the hole in the market and then take advantage of it? I'm telling you, July 4th is that day. Most people, offices, brokerages are going to shut down. Don't. Take that 8 to 4 p.m. window and push your business forward. You'll get so many good quality leads out of it. You'll never not work on July 4th ever again. Okay. Any other questions on Instagram if you guys are watching this, or any questions on YouTube in regards to July 4th prospecting, why it works, how to approach it, what to wear, hours to knock? A great place to go is Target. If you guys run to Target, they've got all the American flag blouses for females. They've got button-up shirts for men. They've got the shorts, the socks. You can go get an American flag like cowboy hat. You guys also can go to Walmart to get the American flag to hold it. Really, really cheap ways to have fun with the holiday and also just bring so much attention to yourself. I mean, if I'm looking out my window right now and I see someone walking in the middle of the street decked out in an American flag, holding an American flag, I'm naturally going to want to ask, what the heck are they doing? They're going to come prospect, and then I'm going to be open to the idea of having them come and talk to me. Because that's the biggest thing is when are people ready? When are they home? And then how do I break the ice so that they're ready to listen to me? If you don't follow that flow, then it won't matter because you're prospecting when people aren't home. You don't have a way to break the ice. And so they're not even going to listen to you, and they're not ready to open up and give you a referral. Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not, we're going to wrap this up. I really wanted to hop on here. I've been hearing a ton of real estate coaches say not to work, to take off, to check back in on Monday. So now not only are they working on Friday, but now they're saying take off the entire weekend and come back on Monday. Don't do that. If you've got big goals, big dreams and aspirations, then chase them strategically. And this is how you do it. You strategically push your business forward by leveraging holidays the right way, and then also not neglecting your family along the way. Okay. Well, you guys are awesome. Let's wrap this up. Unless anybody's got any last questions about July 4th, go push your business. If you have any questions after you watch this, or maybe you're watching the replay and you're like, man, I hadn't thought about that. The strategy. Well, guys, I've got courses on this. You can go buy on my website for $200. Break down door knocking from someone that's done it for 15 years and is still doing it with realtors nationwide. I also have a role play group. We role play twice a day, the scripts of what to say and how to say it and how to converse with people, how to communicate and public speak and leverage your voice and tonality. And then also I have a packet on scripts that's $200, or you guys can get this for free by joining the coaching group or the brokerage side for free. That's all included if you come and work with me on either side of it. Okay, I got one last question. What's up? Dino, what's up, brother? You're catching this late, but you can watch the replay. So do it so I can get the lead. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, if you guys have any questions and you're watching this back, you have any like thoughts or questions to ask me, then just shoot me a DM on Instagram. I run that. It's not a VA. It's not ManyChat. I'll actually respond to you, or comment down below. I'll get you my phone number. You can give me a call. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the 4th tomorrow. It's so fun to go prospect and then come home knowing that you worked really hard and just be on the lake or barbecue and be with your family. So go leverage the heck out of that. You guys are the best. Love y'all. And we'll catch you next time on Monday.